So I have some really big thighs. And the problem with having big thighs is that I go through jeans like that in an instant. One moment I have brand new jeans, and then the next moment there's a hole in my crotchal region. I don't know about you, but I don't really like having my crotch exposed to the public. Not to each their own, of course. To each their own. I understand. But for me, I'm not that fond of it. Like right now, I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. These are some hunk. Like, god damn. What is this? Look at it. It's just massive. Makes for a lot of hard moments in my life. Even right now, this is one of my favorite pair of jeans. I noticed that there's a hole forming in the crotch. That's no fun. I don't appreciate that. So today, I wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about some of the most awkward moments in my life of when my pants ripped in public. Just like SpongeBob, I was a fool who went and ripped their pants. So I like to consider myself a pretty smart person. And while I was in college, I was taking a psychology class. I had never really showed up for the psychology class at all. I maybe showed up once, like the first class, maybe. I can't even remember. But the main point is I hardly showed up at all to this class. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to get a good grade. I'm going to do my best to get the good grade. It's hard sometimes, especially when I was younger. It's hard for me to wake up, and my dumbass decided to take a class like really early in the morning. Working 40 hours a week, I was not about that waking up early life. So I just never went to class. But in my free time at home, I studied, I did all the stuff, I turned everything in, because nowadays you can pretty much turn in a lot of the schoolwork online, which is good. If I had to, I would go and show it up in class, but they hardly ever required me to go and turn something in class. So the whole semester goes by, and I show up for the final exam, right? Shouldn't be that bad. I studied for it. I pretty much read the whole textbook because I paid for that bitch, and I was confident. I was 100% confident in this test. The one thing that I should have been less confident in was my pants, but I digress. So the teacher's handing out these tests to everybody, and it's a big lecture hall. There's probably like 70 to 100 people in there. And he's handing out the blank tests to everybody. But he's all the way over there, and he asks me to come grab them so I can pass them down because I was near the end of the thing. So there was like a railing in the middle of the stairway, and I decided to duck under it against my better judgment. And my pants ripped very loudly. Oh, so very loudly. I know everybody heard that shit because it was pretty much silent in there. And that rip was so ferocious that it could have snapped a man out of a siren's call. So, I'm like, oh shit, this is embarrassing. What am I gonna do? Oh no, I just grab the papers from him and I go back. And I'm kind of holding it back together, walking slowly with my legs in between, kind of like shuffling a little bit, and like so nobody could see the damage that was down here. Yeah, so I'm sitting there, going away on my test, doing my work. And I finish up, and I'm pretty confident on everything in the test. When I hand the teacher the test later on, I'm like, okay, I gotta get out of here without anybody noticing. But the problem is that I was at the bottom, the teacher was at the bottom of the stairs, and it was like 30 steps all the way back up, and so I had to walk all the way up, and I know my ass was exposed because the rip was ferocious. So I walked all the way up the stairs, kind of like a little waddling, and I made it all the way back, and it was, oh my god, it was so embarrassing. And the reason why that happened is not because they were bad pants. They were Levi's. Levi's are great jeans. The reason why they ripped was because my thighs are just like this. They're so big. Why? If there was cannibals, you need to come and kill me first. If anybody out there is a cannibal, you need to come kill me, because I got some good meat for you. I got it right here. I'm eating good. I gotta be delicious. I wouldn't like to be killed and ate, but if you have to, I'm the one for you. There's an ant on my floor. I'm gonna call him Philip. Everybody say hello to Philip. Oh, where'd he go? Hello, Philip. Philip. We're gonna go release Philip outside now. Come on, Philip. Alrighty, Philip's safe. So not only did I rip my pants in school, in college, but it was in front of 70,000 strangers because I never showed up to class. So they were just like, who's this idiot showing up to class, ripping his pants in front of us, and just leaving without a care in the world. Me, Nick Elliott. So this next story is more recent because that last one might have been around 2014 or 2015 or so. I can't recall, but it was a few years back. But this next story was at the end of last year, at the end of 2017, November, maybe December, more than likely December-ish. So I was at work at LensCrafters inside of Macy's at the mall. That's where I work. I'm an optician. I do my thing with glasses. Like, pow, pow, flippity doopity pow. Some would say I'm the best optician, but that's besides the point. So it's really slow at my work sometimes, just because there's 2 LensCrafters in the mall. And as far as opticiaries go, that's what we're going to call them. There's 2 LensCrafters in the mall. There's a JCPenney Optical. There's a Sears Optical. There's like a Pearl Vision down the street. There's a Walmart Vision Center where I used to work at. There's like a 4 Eyes somewhere around there. There's just so many optical places. That's not even mentioning the optical places that are like private doctors' offices and everything. So the market is just oversaturated in this area. So it's dead sometimes. Sometimes there's literally nothing to do. Of course, there are days where it's busy, and that's usually when there's a doctor there. But if there is no doctor there, and if it's not on the weekend, it's usually sometimes pretty dead. So me and my friend Syed were at work one day, and me and Syed probably shouldn't work together because we feed off of each other in a way that's not good for the world, especially when we're bored. It's like, for example, Syed will be like, hey, I'm going to do this thing that could cause me to lose my job. And I'm like, yeah, I don't see why not. We don't work together anymore. Syed went to a different place, so that's probably for the best because we were stupid. So one day we were standing out near the front. We were searching up someone's account on the thing, or Syed was searching up somebody's account on the computer, and I was standing next to him, and at the front of the LensCrafters is this big desk, and it's a heavy desk. And that's where the computer is, and the printer, and just everything. All the wires go down in there. So everything that we need is pretty much right there. That's our like central hub. So I decided that I was gonna pull up on it a little bit. And I'm a pretty strong person, not to brag at all, but I'm pretty strong. I really don't know my own strength either. So I pulled up and I lifted it, and this thing weighs a lot. I was like, oh crap, Syed, dude, this thing moves. And Syed was like, what? We should lift it up. And I was like, yeah, we should. So he went on the one side and I was on the other, and the same time we lifted it and we moved it maybe like half a foot to the left, and then we set it down. And normally you would think, oh, well, all you did was move this desk a little bit. That shouldn't be that big of a deal. But all the electrical equipment turned off for some reason. The computer was off, the register was off, the printer was off. Everything was off, and we were like, oh no, what did we do? Did we break something? Did we destroy something? Something unplugged. So we started taking out all the drawers because there's so many wires, and we had to follow all these cords. We followed the main cord from the computer, which went into just like another extension cord, which we followed that all the way back, and eventually it led into this giant hole that went under the ground. So the desk is over this hole. And I reached into it, and I got electrocuted a little bit, which was okay. I've been electrocuted before. Reached in there, got a little more electrocuted. Nothing too bad, just a little bit of shocks. And everything came back on. We were like, okay. So there was like a main power source way down there that unplugged when we moved this thing. But we got it all back on. We're fine. So we thought we were fine. Let me tell you, we were not okay. All right, okay. So the mouse and the keyboard no longer worked on the computer. A computer without a mouse and a keyboard is not much. It's a device that's there, but you can't really use it. Imagine having a car without a steering wheel and a brake pedal and a gas pedal. You ain't going nowhere, first of all. If for some reason you do start rolling, let's say that there's an incline, you ain't braking, and you're definitely not turning your ass. So you're kind of just in a deathmobile. Anyways, we must have unplugged the mouse and keyboard and all that. So we had to get behind the register to plug back in these things. Unfortunately, there's like 18 kaflillion wires back there. Too many to count. And not only do we both have big ass arms because we're chubby, so we couldn't put our arms back there because it's a space like this big that the register goes in. And the register blocks off most of it, so it was damn near impossible to get behind it. So I was like, we gotta pull the register out. So just a little bit. So I pulled this register. Once again, I'm stronger than I thought. And instead of just gently pulling it, I ripped the whole thing out of the wall. So I'm holding the register. And then Syed was like, well, fuck it. So he ripped out the computer. Now, Syed's holding the computer for the register. I'm holding the register with the money. Money starts falling out everywhere. He's on the ground. I'm on the ground. We look like maniacs. And I leaned back a little bit. And my pants just fucking went. They destroyed. They went from the crotch all the way down to like the knee. And then the other one was like here. And I was just exposed at work. This is it. Like, Syed, we're gonna lose our jobs. But at the time, we didn't necessarily care. We did care, don't get me wrong, but we were just dying laughing hysterically. It looked like we're trying to rob the register. I'm crotch out. Like, my crotch is just exposed. There's nothing we could do about it, because when I walk, they rub together, so they get all this wear and tear, and then they just rip so easily. And I like to wear tighter fitting pants because I don't like loose fitting pants. I like tight ones. Anyways, we got the register back in. We plugged all the wires back in. We did not lose our jobs because no one ever found out. And I got new pants. That was an absolutely terrifying day, but goddamn was that one of the funniest days I've ever had at work. But there are 1,000 other times that I've ripped my pants just in the most stupid way. Most of them being just from my thighs rubbing together and causing friction so hot that I could warm a village in Antarctica. But apart from that, that's all the time I have for these stories today. Maybe I'll remember a few and I'll tell you guys some more later. But there's one thing that I wanted to say quickly. So I wanted you guys to give me some ideas. If you didn't mind, of course, if you do, don't worry about it. But if you didn't, I'd appreciate it. Some ideas on crazy foods that I could test try on this channel. Crazy things that I could eat. Anything. I mean, if you already know something crazy that I should try, if you want to search it up and be like, oh my god, I would love to see Avenged try this. I'd love to see Avon give that a whirl. And I'll try it on this channel. And I think I have a pretty good not puking reflex about me, so I think I could eat most of these. Hot food, I'll do it, but I might die. But I'll do it, but I might die. But I'll do it, but I might die. So yeah, go ahead, write in the comments below if you guys want to see me eat anything weird. I'll order it online, I'll have it shipped to my house, and I'll try that shit. I'll try it. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed the video. Please feel free to let me know what you thought of the video down below. And until next time, I'm Avenged One.